So that was a video of Glenn Gould playing the Goldberg Variations in the second recording that he did. The first one was in 1955. And when I was in high school, a bit later than that, I went to many of his concerts at Boston Symphony. And I remember sitting on the edge of my seat and holding my breath the whole time that he played. He was just transporting. I had never heard anybody play the way he played, which is that, he was eccentric. I mean, you had to be there. He would come out onto the stage in the middle of spring or summer wearing a neck scarf, mittens, a hat, and he would march out onto the stage and sit himself down on this ridiculous little chair that he played in. It wasn't a piano bench. So he sat on a very low bench because that's, everything he did was very personal and eccentric. He didn't do anything predictable. In fact, he didn't even like normal concert pianos. He had a Chickering piano that he liked because it was very crisp. The thing that I loved about him is that he let the music speak. He didn't insert himself. He didn't try to have Glenn Gould in there. He just was a passive conduit, but a perfect conduit for the music of Bach to be expressed. Some people criticized him because some of his eccentricities, he would sing while he played because he was so ensconced, so involved in the music that he was not conscious of, his presentation. Later, he re-recorded the Goldberg Variations in 1981, or maybe it was 82, and the interesting thing is that he recorded both times actually in a studio in New York City, Columbia Recording Studio, and I lived right across the street from that studio. And to me it was like a sacred place because Glenn Gould had recorded there. And I remember at a certain point there was this great uproar because they were going to destroy that studio to put in an apartment building. And this was just anathema. How could they do that? But they did. And so the studio was destroyed, but Glenn Gould's music lives on. I also found something very special in his playing because he was very precise. And this was a precursor to my involvement in electronic music. Electronic music is machine music. So there's a certain dependability about the rhythm. And Glenn Gould had that, but in a very humanistic way. So when I encountered the mechanism of electronic music, I was already conscious that it could be a very human type of rhythm. I never thought of it as just machine music. So Glenn Gould had an impact on me both as a pianist and as an electronic composer. The next clip that I'd like to share with you is of photographer Ilse Bing. Here we go.